And now it's Deborah Kobylt Live and the Little Italy Podcast.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today for Deborah Kobylt Live and our Little Italy podcast. And I have a magnificent guest today that I'm so excited to introduce you to, Barbara Pollastrini. She is the head chef and owner of a truly magnificent restaurant, Barbara, over in Hollywood. I'm going to tell you a little bit about my experience this past weekend going to Barbara. She's also been on quite a few TV shows, one being Chopped. She's been named one of the top Italian restaurants that you must go to in the United States. She's the diner's choice on Open Table. Also, she's the vice president of the Italian America Chamber of Commerce here in Los Angeles. And I'm so honored to welcome you here, Barbara. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. Now, for a moment, I'm going to get a little personal. Over the weekend, I went to dinner with my husband at your restaurant. And I am not just saying this, people. I go to dinner quite often. It's one of the best experiences I've ever had at a restaurant anywhere. And I'm not kidding. It was intimate. It was lovely. The food is almost indescribable. I'm going to have Barbara describe the way she prepares her food at her restaurant. And also, Barbara is part of the experience. You walk into this beautiful space, you can see it behind you, but in front of her is where she's preparing and cooking. Right there, part of the experience of your dining. We were upstairs, which was so lovely with little lights, and it was just a magnificent time. And I just, anyone who wants to go, I almost don't want to say too much because I want to make sure I can still get a table when I want to go there.
You will.
Thank you. Tell me your process because, let's face it, I've had some of the, finest Italian food almost anywhere, including in Italy, but there's something about the way you prepared. Tell me what your method is, if you will.
About my food. Well, I have a very clear and simple method. I choose very high-end ingredients. So the quality for me is the key of my food. So means that I don't have to do too much. So because I have an amazing ingredients, so I don't want to overpower my ingredients with other sauce or lots of garlic or whatever. So that's my key, simplicity. Every single of my dish has maximum 5 ingredients. So I don't go more than that. So you can taste, because if I'm going to overpower my food with spices or other stuff, is a waste of money. And so I don't like that. So that's the key for me.
Now, how do you select what's on the menu? Because I'm sure it changes, right, from time to time, certainly for each season and what's in season. Where do you get many of your ingredients? And do you shop each week yourself? How do you do this? Because like I said, it's a very intimate experience. Yeah. I felt like I was inside your home. And actually, this is your home as well, right? Because this is everything to you here. Go ahead.
Yeah, basically what I do, I go for the fresh ingredients, for the vegetable and fruits. I go to the farmers market. This is I'm very lucky because I have a farmers market all over Hollywood, so it's pretty easy. About the beef, I have an amazing provider. My filet mignon come from Ohio, and this guy has only 100 or 200 cows, and I'm lucky enough to be part of the circle of people that he sell the beef. So you can understand that having this kind of product, I'm very lucky, and I'm very particular. So I don't in the fish right now, I have a new provider that has the Providence buy the fish from them. So it's just very high-end quality. So I'm happy.
Yeah, your pastas. Clearly they're handmade, right? You make them yourself.
Yeah. Everything that is in my restaurant is handmade. Everything. I don't have the can opener because I don't use anything from can, and everything is fresh. Everything is just, even my guanciale to make the carbonara or something else, I cure myself. The pancetta, everything is homemade. So for me, that's part of the experience. So
wonderful. I always love dialing it back to see, who people were when they were kids and what they were like as kids. Can you tell us where you're from? And has cooking always been a passion for you? Like, how did you get started?
well, I mean, I have to be honest, I started to be interested in food and recipe since I was very little. I remember I was going in Puglia to my grandparents, and they knew that I love food. So they were cut, the recipe from the newspaper. So I was collecting them since I was a child, because in my mind I was thinking one day for my husband, I'm going to cook and I want to do this, I want to do that. But then it became like a passion, because basically when I grew up, I had this, the opportunity to work with my mother. She was an amazing cook, and the fact that I'm cooking with 3 or 4 ingredients, I got that from her. At some point, I remember when we were at home, she didn't like to cook at all. So she was asking me, do you want to cook or do you want to clean the house? Of course, I wanted to cook. So
Absolutely.
she started to teach me how to cook since I was little. And, I was going to shop with her to the farmer's market. So it was just since the beginning.
Where are you from in Italy?
Roma. I'm from Roma.
Now, when you said you had the opportunity to work with your mother, did your mother work in a restaurant, or you're just saying when she was home?
No, when she was working with my mother, it's my mentality. Working for my mother, work with my mother. My mother was a housewife, and work with her means that when I was cooking for her, but it's not. I'm just was enjoying my time with her, no working, of course.
Yeah, it's also such a nice bonding experience with your mom too, right?
Yeah,
that's such a great. Go ahead.
We were friends more than anything else, so yeah.
Yeah, and that's something, especially in America, right? A lot of people don't cook as much. I know I grew up with, cooking. My mother and father cooked. I don't even remember ever going out to a restaurant as a little girl because, they're Italian. They were always cooking, always with my grandmother's recipes. My grandmother was there. I will confess I'm not the greatest cook, which is not so great, but I'm doing my best. I'm trying. I'm a very slow learner, but I'm doing my best. But that's the way we all learned. And it's also how we bond, right? We get close to our grandparents, close to our parents when we have that experience. And I think it'd be a great thing if more Americans did that, spent more time in the kitchen, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. I think is the fact that most of the American, unfortunately, they don't cook, and there is a lot of takeout. So there is something that in Italy, for example, we sit and we have lunch or dinner together, all together. There is no way that somebody's going to eat in another room. It's not happening, at least when I was younger. And I think this is another thing, just having a meal together, sharing with, at the time we didn't have a cell phone. So there was something that was important. I think cooking, tasting, touching the food with your mom, your dad, or your grandparent, it's something that you cannot describe that. So asking questions, it's important. I think it's super important.
Talking about your day. Yeah. If I hope for anything, people in this country, is that they spend more time on that and spend more time at dinner. When we were at your restaurant, and again, I felt like I was in your home. It's a very different experience. We were there for quite some time, and we were enjoying ourselves as though we were at your dinner table or at my dinner table, which was really, really a lovely experience. So thank you for creating that, honestly.
Absolutely.
Let's talk a little bit about coming here to America. So you're from Rome, love to cook, cooking with mom and grandma, cutting out the recipes. When did you make the jump to come here? Like, how did you study? How did you decide to come here?
Yeah, well, I mean, everybody has a dream, and my dream, of course, I'm a chef. I went to the cordon bleu, so it's not that I just cook with my mother. So I'm a chef. I had the dream to open a restaurant. I had the dream to be a food stylist. So in Italy, I have to be honest. If I was in Italy, I was going to be like one of the 100 million chefs. So
Right.
I always have the dream to go in America. And I got this opportunity. And as soon I had the paper to work, it was so funny because at the time my goal was to be on set, movie set. And
Oh.
I remember I said, oh my God, I don't know how to do it. So at the time I had, there is a Craigslist, this website. So I put like an ad. I said, okay, I'm an Italian chef. I'd love to be like a food stylist. And then I forget about it. And then one day a food stylist, after I think 3 months, he said, are you still interested? I said, oh my God, that's my dream. And together we did so many amazing movies, and it was one of the most incredible experience ever. And
Oh, wait,
was
tell me about it. What are some of the movies that you worked on?
Hunger Games is Not Just Into You. I did so many, and Star Trek. It was just an amazing experience. And I think that let me understand. The funny part was that sometimes on set, the food is not real. And at the beginning, I didn't know about it. So I was cooking, like, for example, for the set on Is Not Just Into You, with Jennifer Aniston and Ben Affleck, was like a scene where they were in a restaurant eating a soup, like a yellow soup, so was butternut squash. I didn't know that I was supposed to do something not I supposed to be fake, and I cook a real one. So it was funny because the actor, they ask, we can eat that. I said, absolutely. And they start to eat it. And then they bring all the directors bring the soup home because it was good. So then I realized, that's something that I can do. Like open a restaurant is my ultimate goal. So.
Wow, I didn't realize the food wasn't real. I mean,
Oh, no,
gosh,
no.
really? I didn't realize that. So why? Why don't they just have real food? I don't get it.
Because basically you need to, they shoot the scene 30 times, so
Ah,
40 times, and you have all the lamp on top of your food, so it can go bad. So you need to have huge
oh,
quantity of food. For example, the soup, you need to have gallons of soup because you need to recreate and change all the time. So doesn't make sense, to throw away and redo the scene. So that's the reason. But I didn't know at the time, so it was good.
yeah, but as it turned out, it worked out for you, right? The directors are taking
Yeah.
the food home. The actors probably wanted more of it, right?
Yeah, it was,
I
it was an amazing experience.
Yeah. Now you've also worked in some really incredible celebrity homes. Can you share with us anyone that and what was it like working in their homes? Do they tell you what they'd like, or you sort of prepared? You collaborate? What was it like?
Well, the only one that I can share with you is my last celebrity that I worked for was Gwen Stefani and her husband, Sheldon. So it was just, and I have to be honest, I think those are the best celebrity that you can even imagine.
Oh,
The kindness of these people, of them, and his family and the kids and the staff, it was something that I never experienced in my life.
oh,
Yeah, I have to be honest, she is beautiful as you can imagine. Blake Shelton, is so funny, and it was more an experience for me than I think for them. And one thing that I remember, because we choose the I send they told me we want to eat like an Italian because they are Italians. So
yeah.
I send her like a proposal, and she chose basically everything. And it was funny because I went there, I cook, and at some point she came to the kitchen to see what I was doing, to talk to me, and she said, "What is your dream?" And the first thing that I said,
Wow.
I'd love to open a restaurant, small, intimate restaurant. She looked at me and she said, um, "You will do that. You will do that." And then I asked her, what is it? And no, I didn't ask her. She said, you know what was my dream? I said, having you here cooking for me and my family. I said, "Oh my God, this is not even real." I said, "This is not." I was like in shock. So because I had this amazing experience, when I opened the restaurant, I wrote. I think I cooked for her 2 years ago. Probably I cooked for her the first meal as. Mrs. Shelton, so the family meal, and it was just an honor right there. And I wrote to her assistant. I said, "Listen, I just don't want to say anything. I didn't even say the name of my restaurant, nothing. I said, I just want to let Miss Stefani to know that she was right. I finally opened my restaurant." And that's it. I didn't say anything anymore. I said, I just want to say thank you to her because she encouraged me. And she replied and she said, "I want to know where is the restaurant because I want to go." So I think this kind of celebrity, when they do something like that, is just unusual, and I will, even if she's not coming, I don't care. The fact that she remember me and she remember what she told me is kind of an experience.
Yeah, but I always, because I've interviewed many, right? And I often think they're just like me and you, right? They became very, very well known for what they do. And I understand it can change a person because your life gets bigger and bigger and bigger. But if you have those values, I like to say Italian values, if you stick to your simple values within the big life you have,
Yes.
it won't change you as much, right? And it sounds to me that's what happened to her. I have never interviewed her, but I've heard this from other people that she's a magnificent person, very giving, very genuine, and it makes me very happy to hear you say that. What a wonderful experience you've had with her.
Both of them,
Both of them.
the family, all the family, the kids, they are I'm unbelievable,
Isn't that
unbelievable.
nice? See, that's so nice to hear this, Barbara. Really.
I'm so
Yeah. So you've also appeared on TV. What was it like being on Chopped? That would be nerve-wracking to me because of the time, because of, the competition. What was that like for you?
Well, I mean, I think Chopped is one of the TV show that was very right for me because,
Oh,
as I said, I was trained by my mother most of the time, and we were cooking with few ingredients. Chopped is exactly what it is. You have ingredients that you don't know what they are, and you need to create something, and we don't know before opening like the basket. So I thought that that was the kind of TV show for me. It wasn't, the thing about me when I cook, I don't think about anything else. So I was not thinking that I was in a cooking show in front of people.
oh,
I didn't see anything. My goal was doing on my time doing the dish. So that was the goal.
oh, wonderful. And
Yeah.
clearly you did so well there. I love
Yes.
watching some of those episodes. I went back and I was able to watch some episodes. So I don't know, even then you were so likable. You come through the screen and you feel the passion and the love that you have for the food. But that's very interesting that you said that when you're cooking, you don't notice anything else around you. That's actually really important because if I may say, when I'm cooking, I notice too much around me and I get distracted, and that's not a good thing, right?
Yeah.
Because then you walk out of the room and something doesn't, you mess it up. Can you
Yeah.
give me any advice on what to do? Because when I'm in my kitchen, it's I get too distracted. But what do you think?
And I think that, I think the only thing that I can tell you to put time on whatever you need to do, a schedule. For example, you want to do tomato sauce. I have this time to make a tomato sauce. So you are not going to be distracted, no cell phone, definitely, not TV. Even here, sometimes I'm by myself and sometimes I listen podcast a lot. I like to listen podcasts, but sometimes I feel that I'm distracted, and when I turn everything off, I'm more focused on what I'm doing, so, but I think, yeah, I mean, I put a schedule, whatever you want to go from, you need to do something and you put time on it. That's what I do here. That's I
Mm.
have here. So
Now, your beautiful restaurant, how many does it seat on just an ordinary night? Not if you're doing a party, but if
well,
you're, go ahead.
Yeah, we have 9 tables, and we have 5 downstairs and 4 upstairs. So it's very intimate, and we don't have, is enough for 18 people. I don't have more chairs, so if somebody wants to come, we don't have it.
Well, no, that's true. But it's a wonderful space, is what it is, and it not just feels intimate, but it also feels open.
Yeah.
And what I like about this is you told me you don't have any investors. This is all yours.
Yeah.
And I like that because as a female entrepreneur, that's really important. So tell me how you decided to do all this by yourself.
Well, I mean, I basically I don't like to told what to do first of all. So that's for me is the thing that is very important. Because as I told you before, I buy high-end ingredients. So if I have investor, they are going to tell me that I need to save money and not buy, instead to buy this kind of beef, buy this one is good enough, is not good enough for me. So, for example, just to let you understand about ingredients, black pepper, that you think, you have black pepper. No, my black pepper is one of the most expensive black pepper ever. And you can taste the difference. This guy is from France, and he go and pick his black pepper with this boat in Brazil. So my black pepper come from Brazil, is expensive like crazy. But when I know that I put that kind of, black pepper in my dish, I know that is going to be different. Or the salt. So my salt everything is Italian. So the salt that I put on the focaccia is salt that I have, they come from Cervia. Cervia is, is a nice place where, is one of the most famous for salt. So those are the little things that I do, that I do because I'm by myself. If I had investor, I was not able to. Example, even for the chandelier, I spend tons of money for my chandelier, and because I want it. I want that chandelier. It's not going. Was nothing that was going to change my mind. So that's.
I was sitting upstairs with my husband John, and that chandelier, we couldn't take our eyes off of it. It is stunning. Where did you get that from?
That chandelier has an amazing story. I came for the first time in America, I think in 2002 or 2003.
Oh, wow.
And I remember I was driving a long time ago. I was driving on Melrose, and there is this place that has a chandelier. I never went inside at the time. And I said, oh my God, one day, I didn't even have planned to move in America. I said, one day I'm going to, that's 2002 probably. I said, one day I'm going to buy that chandelier. Not this one, but, I'm going to buy chandelier from the place.
Yeah.
And I said, all the time it was in my mind that since I moved here, I live close by. I never went in that place. When I rent this space, the first thing that I did, I went to this place to buy a chandelier. And I couldn't be more happy. I said, I went inside, I chose the chandelier. I didn't even ask how much. I want that chandelier. It was nothing that was going to change my mind. So that's you can do this stuff when you are by yourself.
Yeah, and you built the entire experience on that chandelier, right?
Yeah,
everything.
Yeah. And the panel right there, which is Rome, basically. So I want something. I buy this first, and then the panel in the back. For me, it was important to feel that I was looking at my place and my Rome every day. So that's important.
I absolutely love that. And as a female entrepreneur who's done it all by yourself, you're also the vice president of the Italy-America Chamber of Commerce in Los Angeles. And the people who are on the board at the moment, they're all women. And I just love that. And Jenny Navoso, who's a friend of ours also,
Yes.
she is wonderful and has led that Chamber of Commerce for many years. Tell us a little bit about the Italy American Chamber of Commerce here, and what's its purpose? What do you do there?
Well, I decided to be part of it because, you know, Jenny's she's the Chamber of Commerce. You know, she's an amazing leader, and I did that because she has an amazing work ethic, and you know, we work together in so many projects, and we work so well together because we don't waste our time. You know, we are two Capricorn, and you know, all the time.
Wait, stop. I'm a Capricorn too. You are?
Yes. I mean, Jenny too, a Capricorn.
Oh wow, the three of us. Oh boy, put us in a room.
Yeah.
Put us in a room. We'll get it done like that.
Yeah. That's the thing, that we had this bond together, because when we were doing something, you know, she was asking something, I was asking her something right away. We just don't waste time. So that was one of the reasons why I decided to be part of it, and it was amazing. I mean, I'm very happy. There are several women. We are not all women. There are men too, but yeah, the leader are women.
Are women. And what is the goal of the Chamber of Commerce, the Italy American Chamber of Commerce?
Well, I mean, that's the part that, first of all, is an amazing association, and Jenny is amazing on that. She put together a project from Italy and here, and also, you know, she makes sure that all the people that sign with the Chamber of Commerce have opportunity, you know, to have, you know, this is unbelievable, because most of the people doesn't even know what the Chamber does.
Exactly.
The Chamber is an opportunity for business to let people know about your business, and Jen is good on that, because give opportunity to everybody. You know, we do a lot of project, and she asks for help to the people that is on the board, or people that people that associate with the Chamber of Commerce. So that's extremely important. So
and it's basically for Italian business, right? Italian business.
It's for Italian business, but, you know, probably the most from Italy, the people that want to bring a business here, you know, that's another thing that is super important. But also for Italian businesses that are here, you know, that need help to promote, to do, that's important too, so.
So anything else you'd like to tell us about, any tips you want to give us about cooking? Even if it's something simple like a pasta, what you're reaching for something, what do you have there?
Well, I mean, as I said before, the ingredients are extremely important. I think even to do fresh pasta, you know, you don't buy the regular eggs. I don't buy regular eggs. I buy eggs. They are blue eggs. They are called blue eggs, and they have the yolks that is red. So it's going to give me, my pasta is going to be extremely yellow. It's going to be, very reddish. So this is like, those are little tips that I always said, don't buy anything frozen, don't buy fresh stuff. And that is going to change the game of your food for sure.
And these farmers markets are magnificent. And we also have Italian markets here in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to go buy some product there. Right, as opposed to going to an ordinary grocery store.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, yeah. No, I mean, there are so many. If I have to be honest, for meats that, you know, prosciutto, there is an amazing Italian deli in Encino. It's called Domingo. It's Italian deli, and they have amazing stuff. And you know, Carlo is the owner, and he really is particular with the ingredients. So it's a pleasure when, you know, you need to buy something, you go there, you know that you have the best of the best, really, literally the best of the best.
You know, so, I haven't been there in some time. I'm going to go back there. Thank you for reminding me. It's a magnificent place, and I'm going to ask for the owner too, because
And I worked there for a little bit during the pandemic, so it was an amazing experience. So I know that they have good stuff. So that's important.
Now, I know this is your passion. This is what you live for. Do you have time for anything else in your life? What do you love to do when you're not cooking and preparing at the restaurant?
Well, now my life changed a lot. So when you are a business owner, especially for a restaurant, I don't have a prep cook. I don't have anybody in the kitchen. It's me and my dishwasher right now. So I don't have time. And then I have my server, of course. One thing. We are all female. So this is another thing that for me is important, Italian and female. So I have an amazing staff and we work together very well. It's like my family. That's for me. It's, I love to read a lot. I have a pile of book that I want to read but I don't have the time. And now, especially that I have the restaurant and I adopt a new dog, which is is a disaster.
Oh no, that's a lot of work.
Yes.
Let me tell you, I have 3 sons, and I often say, I think having a puppy is more difficult than having a little baby, because at least a little baby, you could take baby with you and that's it. The puppy, you come back and then the whole house is a mess. Yeah.
No, but my puppy is different. I have my first dog is Sage. She has 3 legs. She's a rescue. The second one that I just adopted, he has is I think 12 years old, probably. He's toothless. He's blind and he is deaf. So he has all the problem on this world. And it's not easy. But I feel that I had to do it, It's just, I love dogs a lot, so.
Yeah, we rescued ours too, and he only has a few teeth, actually. So I know what that's like, right? You just, you look at them and you say, this one's for me, it's maybe nobody else would take him. So this one is for me.
Yeah, it's good for my heart.
Oh, that's beautiful, Barbara. Before I let you go, also, do you still do private catering? Like if you were come to someone's home, or do you do that?
I don't go. I prepare probably meal right here if they wanted to. Needs to be like something that I can prepare and send to them. And I'm not going anymore. I unfortunately I don't have that much time. But if somebody wants something, I can do. I don't do that much, but I can do it.
Maybe, maybe it depends. But as you said, you can prepare and bring it, which is magnificent. Tell everybody how they can find your restaurant if they want to reach out to you for any reason. How they can do that.
It's my restaurant is called The Barbara. It's on Fountain Street in Hollywood. It's super easy. I'm on an open table, so they can make a reservation, and I really recommend that because we have 9 tables, so you never know if you can find space. So that's important. And you need to bring your wine. We don't have a wine license yet. There is no corkage fee, so it's very, very nice. And that's it, basically, and we are open Wednesday to Saturday for now. And we are very happy, very, very happy.
Well, thank you for a magnificent experience. We absolutely can't wait to go back. And I want to take my sons because they really appreciate fine and good food. So when they're all back in town, we're going to come back there as well. So thank you very, very much. And thank you so much for joining us and for sharing your time.
It was a pleasure.
And about you and about your background and about the chamber and everything else. So it was really, really lovely to talk to you. And I look forward to doing it again. Maybe someday we'll come and we'll do an interview and you're in the kitchen this time or something like that. Because I know you're very used to that. So that will be wonderful. Anyway, everybody, thank you so much for joining us on Deborah Kobylt Live and our Little Italy podcast. And you can find our interview on YouTube and Facebook, and then we cut promos and we'll put them later on our Instagram pages. And then, of course, we're also an audio podcast, so you don't have to watch. You can listen on iHeartRadio, on Spotify, and anywhere else where you get your podcasts. Just look up our Little Italy podcast and, of course, Deborah Kobylt Live. And if you have any ideas for us, please reach out to me. I'd love that as well. So thanks again, everybody, for joining us. And to Barbara, I appreciate it. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Ciao.
Ciao, ciao.